Hello. So, we are now taking a look at The Problem Child, a movie from 1990 starring John Reeder. Yes. So, this was another one that I used to watch a lot growing up. This and the sequel, which I will be taking a look at in another video, but so I never realized how ridiculous this movie is, and if you think this movie is ridiculous, wait till you get to the second one, let me tell you. But this one starts off with a voiceover from Junior, played by Michael Oliver, and it explains that Junior is the titular problem child, and it shows that every home he's sent to, like it starts with, like Junior explains, it's like a thunderstorm or something, and he's like, nice day to be born. I'm like, so were you born? And then you were so bad right after you were born, your mom's like, I don't care if I have to wait in the hospital for a couple more days, I'm taking this little shit away from here. That's what it wants you to assume. And every place he goes to, he gets booted off to somewhere else. He's so bad at it. He's such a bad child. Like, okay, I get it that it's supposed to be funny. And I do like that every time he's sent somewhere, he's put back in the same basket each time, even though he gets older and older. But breaking a window shouldn't, like, you break a window, and that shouldn't be, you shouldn't qualify to be taken to somewhere else. Oh, you broke my window, I'm getting rid of you. It's a window. Feeding soap to a cat. Now, maybe, well, it was feeding soap to a cat, then vacuuming up the fish tank. Maybe. Destroying the mobile home with a bulldozer because you stepped on your toys. So now he is at an orphanage. And then we are shown the story of little Ben Healy and his wife, Flo, who I hate. I hate Flo. I've always hated Flo. She is the worst person in the world. And it took me far too long to realize that it was the same actress in the second one, which we'll get to. But yes. And so they find out, in a hilarious scene, by the way, this guy has this diagram they're supposed to show Flo about her fallopian tubes and the eggs and the stuff like that. But it keeps falling apart. Every time he tries to show something pops out or falls down. And it's funny as hell. I'll have my ass off. And basically, Flo is infertile. She can't have children. So, if I was Ben, I'd be like, well, she's a bitch anyway. I'm going to go find someone else. But anyway, I would go for the Flo from the Progressive commercials over this Flo. I like that Flo in the Progressive commercials. She's a pretty lady. This one, not so much. I mean, she's a pretty lady, but she's a bitch. Okay? This one, she's a bitch. Anyway, so they go to adopt, which Flo is against at first, but then they decide to do it anyway, and they get Junior, to which everyone at the orphanage is so happy for. But so this kid is so terrible that he's been returned. We find out later he's been returned to that orphanage 31 times. That means that no one has ever actually tried. And we're presented that at the beginning of this film, is that no one actually tries to discipline Junior. Just after one incident, nope, you're gone. They give up. And that's the difference between these people and Ben. And even after a couple of incidents, like when they first bring him to the new home, his room is covered in clowns, which he hates, and there's a fire. But they think it's a mechanical problem. But Big Ben, played by Jack Warden, may he rest in peace. I think he's dead. If he's not, well then don't rest in peace, but rest in peace otherwise. I think he's passed away. But he sees through it, and then the cat goes flying in his face. It's just like, and they also think it's an accident. And then there are other things that you just can't call an accident, such as they go on a camping trip and Junior lures a bear into the campsite with a raw steak, which little Ben thinks is his buddy, but it's not. Also, at a baseball game, Junior keeps the baseball bat after he hits a home run and beats everyone with it. And I don't know if it was a home run, but he hits the ball and then he beats everyone with the baseball bat every time he gets so he gets a home run. But yeah, eventually all this stress leads them to sending him back. But upon hearing that he's been returned 31 times, little Ben decides he's not going to give up on him. He's not going to give up on Junior. 31 people gave up, plus the more that we saw before he went to the orphanage. He's not going to give up on him, despite the fact that Flo wants to. Then we have the subplot with the bow tie killer, played by Michael Richards, Kramer from Seinfeld, where he is Junior's pen pal, but bow tie killer thinks that Junior is a criminal named JR. My God, Boomer Sooner, barbecue sauce. Not that JR. But anyway, so I know that's the first thing I think of when I hear JR. My God, King, it's broken in half. But yeah, so he shows up at the Healy house, and he thinks that at first little Ben is JR, but then it's Junior. And he's like, I spent all this time trying to get out, talk to a 7-year-old, and all Junior can go say is, I'll be 8 in 2 weeks. This movie. So, it gets even more wacky. So, little Ben wakes up. So we see that the bow tie killer has an attraction to Flo, and he says he hasn't been with the woman in years. The next morning, little Ben wakes up to find out that the bow tie killer kidnapped both Flo and Junior, and I can't help but think that this is the most appropriate response to finding out that they have been kidnapped. He is just so happy. There is a scene before this where he has this pillow and he's going to smother Junior. When the bow tie killer shows up, they have dinner. He's still holding the pillow. So it's like, if we can't get rid of him, because they say that he's his uncle, we can't get rid of him, I'm still going to smother this kid, you know? And this is a man right now, once he finds out they've been kidnapped, a man well past his breaking point. He's happy that the Junior is a gone, he's happy that the Flo is a gone, and he's just, goodbye! He throws some of Junior's stuff out the window, but then we get a plot point that was earlier in the film when he gives Junior this dried prune that his grandfather gave him to him on his grave. Apparently Grandpa got a little senile. And he says that Junior kept the prune, so now he wants Junior back. Doesn't care about Flo, wants Junior back. We see that Flo is stuffed in a suitcase somehow, and she's thrown in the trunk. And then they have to meet at the circus where they have to exchange. But stuff happens and they end up in a chase, and Flo ends up, like, they shoot the trunk open or whatever, and Flo ends up on a pig truck, and when she unzips the thing, there's like pig nuts right in her face, like a pig ass and nuts right in her face. It farts in her face. It's kind of funny. But yes. And during this, though, Little Ben gets shot. But it's okay. I don't know how John Ritter could deliver this line without smiling. He shot me in the prune. I gotta give it to John Ritter because I would never, ever be able to deliver a line. He shot me in the prune with such a... Hold on. It's okay, officer. He shot me in the prune. I'm checking. Hold on. I get it. It's so ridiculous. It's okay, officer. Shot me in the... Hold on. Let me get a drink of water. I didn't even say anything yet. It's okay. I'm never gonna be able to do it. It's okay, officer. See? That's why I gotta give it to John Ritter, because I can't do it. I can never be able to deliver a line like that in a serious manner. But yes, and we are presented in the end that the Junior and Little Ben, they have a life together, you know, father and son and all that stuff. And the bow tie killer goes back to jail, and we find out in the second film that Little Ben and Flo got divorced. I don't know how they got her back after being on the truck, but you know. But yeah, this film is fun. It's fun, schlocky, crazy. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Is there probably... Yeah. I can't outrightfully, just because I love this movie, say it's a 10 out of 10. Because it is almost... It's insane. Balls to the walls. And I can see where some people would not like it. So an 8 out of 10 is... It's a good, decent score for this film. Okay, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. I love this movie. Then we get to the second one. You think this one wasn't crazy? Oh, let me tell you. Oh, I didn't even tell you about the birthday scene. That's another thing. The birthday scene. Where he flings all the presents into the swimming pool and then blows up the cake. All to the tune of, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Dun, 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 dun. While he is dressed like the devil, by the way. Which is the thumbnail, of course. This movie is insane. It gets an 8 out of 10. What else can I say? So what are your thoughts on the Problem Child? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one. Ba, 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 ba. It's okay, officer. He shot me in the prune.